Hello, welcome to Second Life Adventures, and today I am going to talk a little bit about HUDs. As you can see here, I have a HUD that displays skin, and you can't really see it, but when I zoom in on my character, there are certain features that I can turn on and off. For example, if I want to turn off the face, I can simply do so by clicking on the HUD. Well, but why I would want to do that is beyond me. So essentially, if I wanted to turn myself into the Invisible Man, I suppose I could simply by just doing that. However, that is a little creepy, so I will put it back the way it is. So what I wanted to talk about is there are many different types of HUDs. The first HUD that I showed you was for my skin. Now this HUD is for the shades that you see on my face. Some HUDs have preset colors to where you can change colors. As you see, it changed to a green, and I changed it to a black, and now I changed it back to a green, which I happen to like that color green, so I will leave it. Now, on some HUDs, you can change the opacity on the lens from like 60 to all the way to 5%. I prefer to keep the opacity at 5% though, to make them actually look like shades. And there are many HUDs that do things. That's just a few example for the shades. And the purpose of a HUD is to have customizable features or other options that you can turn on or off, and to assist you in whether it be combat, your clothes, other tasks within Second Life. Some HUDs are used for building, some HUDs are used for scripting, some HUDs are used for just various other tasks. And for the most part, you also have it's not really a type of HUD, but what I'm about to show you is more of a menu. It's a drop down menu. And for some objects that don't rely on HUDs, you have this drop down menu here that you can change the color on. As you can see here, it's resing to change the color, and I chose the color charcoal. I went from green to charcoal. Now, you can do this with other objects. It doesn't have to just be on your body, but regardless, I went ahead and I reverted it back. But you can set the textures on objects. Like as you see this wooden chase lounge chair is a black, and I can change it to a light green. As you can see, it's resing. And it's got a bit of a pattern here, as you can tell. So in this case, I will make it a dark green. And you can do that with various objects. Now, some objects like this fireplace, don't have a drop down, so you don't really have the option of turning things on or off. But another good example is if you had an interactive object like with this potbelly stove, instead of having to res a fire, you could have a HUD that automatically turns that fire on or off. But in order to do that, you would have to have a channel, and you would have to have the objects in the stove. But there are a number of ways of doing that. So, in in that case, that's pretty much what HUDs would do. Now, as far as HUDs go, when you interact with an object that doesn't have a HUD, you typically have to right click on the object and you go sit here. Now, whatever the last animation is of that interactive object, if you click on the object while you're using it, the drop down menu will drop down, and then you just select on animations, right? Which is anime short for animations. And you can pick different animations, which, as you can see, by clicking end, it moved me to the end of the bed where I'm sitting to the end of the bed from lounging. Now if I go back to lounging, it will put me back in the previous position. Drop down menus are not really considered HUDs. They're one of the first interactive menus in in Second Life, and they've been around a lot longer than HUDs. And really, all a HUD is a add-on to the user interface to help assist with, like I said, tasks. So really, that's really the only purpose of a HUD. I mean, you can use them to monitor your health. You can use them to monitor other things, but it really depends on how you set it up and how you script the HUD. I prefer low lagged HUDs over, well, obviously over high lag HUDs, but there aren't too many HUDs out there that will do that. And the only sacrifice to that is when you have a low lagged HUD, you tend to have to sacrifice a lot of options, and people like options, so you tend to have to make choices. So that pretty much covers HUDs. Now, as you're probably wondering, I'm in a roleplay sim, and I'm in a sim called Ravenhurst, and for the most part, this this sim is pretty much, how do I want to say? It's it's an urban post-apocalyptic dark roleplay sim. It's in an adult sim, so you have to be 18 or over in order to enter the sim. And there are a few other rules. Now, uh, when you enter the hub, you can pretty much find the hub in, if you go to, well, if you go to search, you can find Ravenhurst in the search, and you can just click teleport and it'll teleport you to the hub. Or you can go to my profile and it's in my pics, and you can click teleport. But there are certain rules in the sim that they have, and it's set up a certain way. So there are no meters, there are no HUDs. It's I want to say it's a freestyle roleplay, but it's within certain guidelines. Most of the mentors and the admins here, they're pretty friendly and they're pretty helpful. So I would suggest that if you want to know more, just go up to the HUD, and if you see a mentor there, read through the rules, ask questions, and feel free to fill out the application, put it in the mailbox up in the HUD if you're interested in role playing in Ravenhurst. I'm just a role player, but I figured, by role playing in the sim and help promoting it, it might make it a little more lively around here. As you can also see on the minimap, there are people within the sim already, so feel free to stop by. And that pretty much covers it for also this video for HUDs. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe, like it, share it, favorite it, share it with your friends and family. Feel free to leave a comment or even suggestions if there's some place in Second Life you think I should explore or talk about. Feel free to leave a comment or even a video response, and I will check into it. I will leave a link to their official forums and to the website down below, and as well as to Second Life. And as far as that goes, if you have any questions on HUDs in Second Life, feel free to ask me. The best advice I can give for HUDs though is if you want to build your own HUDs, there are like a lot of tutorials on how to build HUDs out there, and I would just suggest looking them up. I myself have never built a HUD, but I'm sure that they're not that easy, and all I can do is recommend just looking it up. So with that in mind, thank you for watching my videos, and thank you again.